So new year, new you. The beginning of the year is always so exciting. So that is why today I'm here to share with you guys some tips and tricks to help you reflect on the past year and get ready for the year ahead. Are you ready to create your best 2019 ever? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos each and every week all about the art of creating your best life ever. Today's topic is all about reflecting on the past and setting goals for the future. That's right, it is New Year's, and that is the perfect time of year for us to reflect on what we've accomplished in the last year and set some new exciting goals for the year ahead. So I have made a free printable for you guys, and it is available in my resource library on the site. So if you want to get a copy of this printable, make sure you come over and sign up for updates. And once you sign up for updates, I send everybody a link to the free resource library where I have a ton of free options for you guys to download. Lots of printables, lots of workbooks, and lots of videos. So make sure you sign up for updates and I will send you immediate access to there. But today's printable that I want to talk about is all about creating your best 2019. So I love this time of year. I love new beginnings. I love it when things feel fresh and you feel really excited for the future. But part of planning the best things for yourself in the next year is always about evaluating what you've accomplished in the past year. So before we dive into setting goals and setting targets for ourselves, I want you guys to spend a little bit of time reflecting on what you've accomplished over 2018. So I want you to think about all the different areas of your life, and I want you to give yourself real credit for anything that you might have accomplished. So usually when people do these kinds of lists, we tend to think about things that we've accomplished at work, or maybe financial goals or things like that. But I want you to think about your social life, your health, new places that you visited, anything like that that you can add to this list. I want you to go ahead and add it. Maybe you made a new really good friend. Maybe you learned how to cook something new. Anything new that you've done for yourself this year or that has expanded you in any way at all, make sure you write it down and give yourself credit for it. All too often in life, we are so future focused that we forget to give us credit for who we are and what we've already done. So 2018 for me personally was a time of big expansion, and I've taken my business now and grown it quite a bit, and I'm really proud of that. But I also want to talk about the new friendships I've developed. I want to talk about the new things that I've done with my spare time and the wonderful moments I've had with my friends. I want to give myself credit for all of these other things. So make sure that you really build out your list. Start with the obvious stuff and then extrapolate and give yourself credit for all the amazing things you've done, because I know you've done so many of them, and it is time for you to pat yourself on the back and remember those things. The step number 2 for creating your best 2019 ever, I don't want you to dive too far into this, but I want you guys to think about your biggest disappointments and setbacks for 2018. And this isn't because I want you to feel badly about them. It isn't because I want you to go through the downward negativity spiral that sometimes can happen. I just want you to acknowledge where things have gone wrong, because that will help us to move forward. And also, one of the key tricks in life is that sometimes we come up against things we didn't expect or didn't anticipate. Things don't go the way we want them to. But in the end, as long as you learn and grow from those experiences, you got something out of it. So this exercise is just about acknowledging those moments, and the moment that you get something out of it, the moment you learn and grow, that thing has already expanded beyond just a disappointment or a setback, and it has become a real life lesson for you. So make sure you think about your disappointments as well, because they are just as important, if not more important, than your wins. Finally, I want you guys to think of things you've had to say goodbye to this year. Perhaps you moved, perhaps a relationship ended, perhaps a friendship ended. Sometimes things in life come to an end, and again, this isn't about feeling bad or thinking that you could have avoided it. It is just about acknowledging what has happened and giving yourself a little bit of closure and patting yourself on the back for having endured that experience. So if you had to say goodbye to anything in the past year, just make a note of it here and just remember what you have done. And remember also that a goodbye also means you're going to eventually be saying hello to something new. So it is not all about loss, it is about new beginnings. Okay, the final exercise for looking back at your 2018 is that I want you guys to do a sort of full wheel analysis about all the different areas of your life. So a well-balanced life is like a wheel, and it is like round, and every area is balanced, that it spins around and flows smoothly. So if you have a couple of areas that are out of whack, that are underdeveloped or way overdeveloped, then your life isn't going to go smoothly. It is going to be bumpy and chaotic, and that is just going to cause more pressure and stress on your part. So this exercise is just about evaluating where we are in all the different areas of our life, because for everybody, we all have areas that come really easily and are great, and areas that we need to work on. So it is important for you to acknowledge your areas of expertise and accomplishment, as well as your areas that might need a little bit more work. So if you print out the free printable, you will see these areas, but I'll just list them out for you this time. If you are writing this down, you can do it at home without the printable. So that is number 1, your physical body and health. Number 2 is family. Number 3 is friends. Number 4 is romantic relationships. Number 5, adventure and freedom. Number 6, hobbies, personal interest. Number 7, spirituality. And number 8, emotional state. So of course there's areas of overlap, and some of these things sort of like move into one area from another, but it is really important for you to look at them all each individually, and I think this list gives you a really good breakdown of how to do that. Okay, now it's time to move into what we want for 2019. So it is time to get excited and really think about your future and think about what you want to do next, you guys. And I love this exercise. I love any dreamscaping exercise, because anything that opens up your imagination and allows you to think like a little kid and get excited about where you're going is super helpful. So my number 1 question for you guys to plan out your 2019 is, what do you want to be, do, and have in this year? So you can go a little bit crazy with this and then pare it down later, but I want you to get really excited and set some big, juicy, maybe even scary goals for yourself, because we do our best when we're pushing ourselves a little bit outside the box, so don't be afraid to go big. Step number 2, now I want you to look at your list. Maybe you pared it down a little bit and you've got like 3 to 5 goals that you'd really like to accomplish this year. Now I want to ask you the all-important why question. Why have you chosen these things? What do you think that they are going to give you that you don't have now? How are they going to make you feel? So the more information we have about the things that we want, the more power that we have. And from a manifesting point of view, the more we know how we want to feel, the more we can concentrate on feeling like that in the now, and that means the easier the goal will actually come to us. So it's kind of like reverse engineering, where we want to go and figuring it out and then going there first and then attracting the thing into us. So I want you to get really clear about your why, because that will give you so much more power on the path to making your big, crazy, scary goals happen. Okay, the next step, I want you guys to look at your goals again, and sometimes you have a big, scary goal, but it looks so super far away. So I don't want to go into a huge, big planning exercise right now, but I want you to take each goal and break down a couple steps, a little mini steps on the way there that you can start to do. So for example, maybe you want to write a book that you will self-publish on Amazon. So the first step in doing that would be to start writing the book, or to create a chapter outline, or to work on your artist bio, or to figure out what you want to talk about. So that would be the first step. And if you can figure out a couple of those steps, those big, scary, juicy goals that you have for yourself are not going to seem so scary. So even just a few stepping stones on the way there is going to make such a big difference in the way you approach things. So make sure you kind of reverse engineer it again a little bit and figure out where your next starting point will be. Okay, the next question is, what do you want to let go of in 2019? So of course, life isn't always about bringing more things into our life. Sometimes we have to let certain things go in order to make room for the things that we really want. So I want you guys to get honest about this and really ask yourself, where do you have room to let go? What is no longer serving you, and what could you better be doing with your time in comparison to the things that you are doing right now. So there's almost always room for us to improve on this front, because we can tend to spend so much of our time getting sucked up on the little everyday activities without really realizing how much time they're taking up. So that would be something like scrolling Facebook for 2 hours a day, or watching too much reality TV, or whatever it is for you. Really get clear on what you are actually doing with your time, and asking yourself whether this is really serving you and your goals in the end. And there's almost always a space where we can improve and let something go. So the first step is acknowledging what isn't serving you so you can better manage your time. The last exercise I have for you guys today is to figure out your core desired feelings. If you have not read Danielle LaPorte's The Desire Map, that is one of my most favorite books ever of all time. So in this book, Danielle LaPorte just talks about a different way of goal setting, and that is not going after specific goals, but instead going after the feelings, because that, of course, is what we really want. We all just want the feeling. So setting core desired feelings for yourself at the beginning of the year is just a very intentional exercise. It is a way for you to prioritize the way you go through your year. And I really love this exercise. I love having 2 or 3 words that really sum up what I want to do and how I want to feel for the year ahead. If you want to dive into this, start writing down some words that make you feel energized and juicy and that make you really feel excited for what's to come. And choose 3 to 5 of them for yourself for the next year ahead. And then just keep this list, like maybe put it in your phone, or maybe put it on a post-it by your bed, and keep referring back to it each and every day. And the more you can start to bring those feelings into your everyday life, you will actually end up creating those feelings in your year. So it is super crucial for you guys to think about this at the beginning of the year, because that's the only way we will actually create the feelings that we want. Okay, so there's some exercises on my free Principle for you guys that I didn't go through in this video, but I think this video gives you the basics. It lets you really dive into analyzing what's gone on for you and figuring out what you want to do next. So I really hope that this video helps you create your best 2019 ever. And remember, if you want to get the Principle, be sure to come over to my site and sign up for updates, because it is part of the resource library that I give every single member access to. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. If you got something out of it, please do me a huge favor and give it a like. If you want to hear more from me, hit the subscribe button, and I will be back here soon in another video. Go out there, have fun planning your 2019. I'm wishing you guys the best year ever, and always remember, get ready for the miracle. Namaste.